a significant proportion of the available open data is statistical data. Recent studies, however, show progress is slow. Some of the questions we need to address include: what is the form of open statistical data? What are the steps in reusing open statistical data? And what are the benefits and main challenges of these steps? Hello, my name is Efthymios Tambouris. I'm Associate Professor at the University of Macedonia, located in Thessaloniki, Greece. Currently, I'm also affiliated with Research Institute CERT and act as Deputy Project Manager of Open GOV Intelligence, a European project investigating the use of open statistical data to improve public service design and provision. In this presentation, I'm going to introduce you to open statistical data. The learning objective of this presentation include: first, identifying open statistical data in open data portals. Second, enumerating the steps of a simple open data reuse process. And finally, enumerating the benefits and challenges of open statistical data. Today, opening up data is a political priority in many countries worldwide, including the member states of the European Union. As a result, an increasing amount of data is rapidly opening. International organizations are opening up their data. More specifically, open data is currently provided by governments and organizations through data portals at the international, European, national, or regional level. At the international level, organizations provide open data related to countries, for example, the World Bank and the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD data portal. At the European level, open data is provided through the official European data portal and the data portal of Eurostat, amongst others. At the national level, open data is provided by national open data portals. You can see some examples, including the USA, Australia, the UK, and others. At the regional and local levels, open data is published by regional agencies, cities, or even boroughs in local data portals, such as the Open Data Portal of the City of Brussels and the Open Data Portal of the Camden Borough of London. Policy documents and research in the area suggest that a large part of open data is numerical and, more specifically, concerns statistics. For example, 6,238 out of 8,610 datasets of the European Union Open Data Portal concerns statistics. According to a European Commission's report published in 2014, statistics is one of the 5 categories of datasets that are of the highest demand by end users. Statistical datasets include demographics, for example, census data, economic data, for example, number of new businesses, and social data, for example, on unemployment and poverty. In addition, the majority of datasets in the official European data portal are statistical data. But how can we create value out of this plethora of open statistical data? The main benefits of open statistical data come from their effective reuse. A simple open data reuse process includes 3 steps. First step regards data discovery. This step enables users to search for open data, select the most suitable datasets, and probably combine datasets together in order to get a single view of the phenomenon they are studying. After discovering relative data, the second step is to explore them. In this step, users are able to browse raw data and create visualizations in order to gain a better grasp of data. The final step regards the exploitation of open data. In this step, data selected from the previous steps are employed to perform various analyses, like statistical analysis and machine learning. The first step in the reuse process is discovering relevant data. Someone could think that the process of discovering datasets in a data portal is trivial. Unfortunately, reality differs. For example, try to search data.gov UK, which is the official UK national open data portal, using the single keyword unemployment. You will get more than 100 datasets, and if you follow each of them, eventually you will end up with more than 1,700 files coming from 9 different portals. In order to use this data, you will need to manually open the files one by one. This situation is common in all portals and illustrates that discovering and combining open statistical data is a time-consuming and complex process. We hence need to come up with a more efficient alternative. Now, the situation becomes even worse when we search different data portals. The number of relevant datasets then becomes larger, thus increasing even more the complexity of reusing open data. Therefore, it seems that when we build open data portals, we are actually developing a new generation of open data silos. Data silos complicate searching and reusing of all data that are relevant to a phenomenon, such as unemployment. The second step in the reuse process is exploiting data. High-quality visualizations of open data enable their better understanding. Many tools exist for data visualization. For example, MapView is a tool developed to visualize statistical data on different types of maps. In the presented example, MapView is used to visualize a dataset measuring the worldwide life expectancy at birth of females in the year 2010 on a choropleth map. The darkest the color, the highest the value of life expectancy in the different countries. Gap Finder is another tool that can be used to create online statistics visualizations. The last step in the reuse process is exploiting data. The numerical nature of open statistical data facilitates performing statistical analysis. Let's assume that we would like to find out whether lifelong learning is related to the use of internet in the European countries. For this purpose, we obtain lifelong learning data for 2013 from Eurostat and internet usage data for the same year from the data portal of Digital Agenda. We use our project statistical analysis tool to create a scatter plot and a linear regression model out of this data. In the plot, the x-axis represents the percentage of households that have daily access to the internet at home. Y-axis represents lifelong learning, which is measured as number of persons stated they received education or training in the 4 weeks preceding the survey. The scatter plot shows that there is a positive correlation between lifelong learning and internet usage in the European countries. The red line in the plot is the most accurate best fit line computed by the linear regression analysis. Concluding, let me recap some of the main points we presented. A great number of data portals are currently providing access to a plethora of data on the web. Majority of this data has numeric values and is actually statistical data. The potential of open statistical data can be realized through their reuse. A simple process of open data reuse contains 3 steps: discover, explore, and exploit. Open statistical data can be used to create meaningful visualizations and statistical analysis. However, datasets that measure the same phenomenon are usually distributed across different files and data portals. As a result, the identification and combination of these datasets becomes a very complex process. Our aim is to overcome this challenge. You might now want to verify and experiment with what you have learned. Start by visiting your national or local open data portal. You will be able to find it using a search engine. Have a look at its data. Is there much statistical data? As a next step, try to search the portal for something like unemployment or poverty. How many files do you need to open in order to obtain all available information? Select a specific file and visualize the data using any software. A simple spreadsheet can be used for that purpose. If you are familiar with statistics, you can also experiment with some statistical analysis. Using a spreadsheet should be sufficient for this purpose. Enjoy experimenting.